still freaking hot as hell today in Syracuse, New York, in all honesty. Not as hot as it was yesterday, though, in all honesty. That's very good if you ask me. As always, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of CedesxCyrus on YouTube. Which my not my WWE Double or Nothing, my AEW Double or Nothing 2026 star match ratings. For any of you, follow me on social media, CedesxCyrus on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Watching today's podcast on the YouTube channel, obviously hit the like button, today's podcast. Hit the subscribe button, you've done so already. And turn the bell for all post notifications and upload this very YouTube channel. And always feel free to leave a comment as well. Think of my AEW Double or Nothing 2026 star match ratings on this YouTube channel. And always feel free in the comment section to give me yours AEW Double or Nothing 2026 star match ratings to say at least. And always go subscribe to my two other YouTube channels, Lucas Dion for all football and sports content, entertainment content over there. And also my main wrestling channel, Wrestling Limits as well. So let's get started with this year's AEW Double or Nothing 2026 star match ratings. First, Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. They defeat FTR in the news and about potentially going to WWE. FTR, Dax Hart, and Cash Wheeler to win the AEW World Tag Team Championships to start the show. Gave us 4 1/4 of a star, 4.25 to be exact. Very fun match if you ask me. I love the storytelling here with Adam Copeland and Christian Cage as you get retired and stuff. And ultimately win the AEW World Tag Team titles and the Dax Hart going I Quit. I freaking love that storytelling, by the way. Freaking top notch, freaking storytelling if you ask me for All Elite Wrestling AEW. And Adam Copeland and Christian Cage get it done fine, becoming brand new AEW World Tag Team Champions. I'm not going to say their whole titles for long, probably the maximum, probably all in. They'll probably drop titles with Young Bucks, maybe a heel turn, or a jet speed, maybe to a point. Maybe it's the freaking New Day for all we know. I don't know. Could be, you never know in all honesty. Masai gives us a 4 1/4 of a star point, 4.25 to be exact. Very fun match if you ask me for AEW World Tag Team titles if you ask me. Speaking of bangers, obviously. Now this card is only but bangers on this show, honestly. A couple of them are kind of good to a mid to a point, but still. This one was complete opposite of freaking me. Kenosuke Takeshita, arguably the best match on the show. Kenosuke Takeshita defeats Kazuchika Okada to win the AEW International Championship. Freaking fun, bro. I love the storytelling after the match to a Kyle Fletcher getting involved. Potentially even to reunite with himself and Kenosuke Takeshita ultimately turn his back on Takeshita. But a close on him with the International title. That was freaking amazing storytelling if you ask me. And the match itself with Takeshita and Okada freaking top notch, man. I'm glad Takeshi's out of the Don Callis family. The Don Callis family does not need Takeshita at all. Takeshita could only better things as a babyface and going in the future, or maybe hold the AEW International title. Maybe it's going to give him some better things in the future, honestly. I don't know. But gave us a 4 1/2 star match today. It's a very fun match to be asking for the International Championship. It's one of my personal favorites in women's professional wrestling. Miss Athena never ended AEW Ring of Honor Women's World Champion. Freaking phenomenal talent, Miss Athena. Athena defeats Mina Shirakawa in the first round match of the Women's Owen Hart Foundation tournament. Gave us 3 3/4, 3.75 to be exact. Very good match if you ask me. A lot of matches on this show kind of was tad bit let them. Then again, Athena's back on the big stage in AEW being roster television. You can't make me complain about that, especially on pay-per-view. Freaking top freaking talent, Miss Athena. And should be winning this whole thing, if not my girl Mercedes Moné. If Mercedes Moné is not in this tournament, Athena's the odds-on favorite to win this whole freaking thing. Not even bullshitting you. It remains to be seen what the wild card is Mercedes Moné, but still. Athena is my odds-on favorite to win this tournament. I wouldn't bet, obviously, if Mercedes is still winning this tournament, Athena still wins. I wouldn't even complain about that either. That would even be fun if you ask me too. I'm more unpredictability too. Like God, Athena defeats Mina Shirakawa first round match of Women's Owen Hart Foundation tournament. Gave us 3 3/4 of a star, 3.75 to be exact. Very fun match if you ask me. Enjoy this more with Dr. to say at least. John Moxley, the reigning defendant AEW Continental Champion, Defeats Kyle O'Reilly to retain the said AEW Continental Championship. Gave us 3 and 3.5 of a star, 3.5 to say at least. Fine match. I would say I'd rather just be on Dynamite. Obviously, Double or Nothing. I had John Moxley on the card. I might not even make the card, honestly. I don't think you need to be on the card. We have a lot of matches as it is. And Kyle O'Reilly's the type of person you don't really care to see him on pay-per-view. Sorry, not sorry, O'Reilly fans. He's not a bad pro wrestler. Fucking lot better with the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, also Bobby Fish and stuff. I don't mind the Undisputed Kingdom and stuff like that. But O'Reilly as a singles wrestler, I just can't care for that. I'm sorry, people. I can't care for that. I'm sorry. So this wasn't a bad match per se. Gave it a 3.5 stars. But Moxley finally gets revenge on O'Reilly, obviously. Gave us 3.5 stars to say at least, though. Come on, so Will Ospreay, and arguably the best match on the show to tie for it for, obviously. Will Ospreay defeats Samoa Joe in the first round match of the men's Owen Hart Cup Foundation Tournament. Also, just like Okada and Takeshita, gave us a 4.5 star. Tie for the best rating in the show, believe it or not, people. Tie for the best grade and the best star rating in this whole show. Obviously, I was looking forward to this Ospreay and Samoa Joe match, and you're not freaking disappointed when I love crap, honestly. These two are kicking each other's asses big time, bro. You can tell Ospreay's one of the best in the world, honestly. I think he's the best pro wrestler in the game right now. So I actually love this match. And Samoa Joe's one of the all-time greats. He actually goes in his freaking prime in this match, Samoa Joe. It's kind of freaking great. It's deserved to be on pay-per-view, obviously. You're going to have a Will Ospreay and Samoa Joe match not be on pay-per-view. I mean, come on now. That's 100,000% be on a pay-per-view level card. And this reminds you when it's why Will Ospreay's one of the best pro wrestlers in the freaking game. What a very fun match to be asked. He gives a 4.5 star to say at least. Oh, another fun match. Swerve Strickland. He defeats Bandido in the first round match of the men's Owen Hart Foundation Tournament. Gave us 3 quarters. 4 1/4 of a star, 4.25 to be exact. This was freaking fun. I like the house call off the top rope. When we think it's not a house call, I remember saying that. There's a freaking spot, the house call, and Swerve was on freaking Bandido's shoulders. And you go, there was a freaking house call to Bandido on the top of Bandido's shoulders. That was freaking badass, dude. That was just freaking badass. This is freaking fun, bro. Big Bandido fan. Bandido is freaking great. You're one of the best pro wrestlers in the game. You can sell his app Sabu too, by the way. And Swerve is a freaking great pro wrestler. To me, it's on seeing Swerve and Will Ospreay going to the finals in his Owen Hart Foundation Tournament. I think that's the final score for Bandido, if you ask me. I gave us a 4 1/4, 4.25 be exact for a star rating for a Swerve Strickland and Bandido at Double or Nothing. Very fun match, if you ask me. Tekla, the reigning defendant AEW Women's World Champion, defeats Chris Statlander, Hikaru Shida, and Jamie Hayter to retain the said AEW Women's World Championship in a Fatal 4. Gave us 3 3/4 of a star, 3.75 to be exact. Not a bad match per se, definitely not a bad match. I mean, give me anything more than the 3 1/4. It's definitely a good star rating if you ask me. For me, that's all the matches were in this show. Nothing was like below 3.5 star. Believe it or not, people. I said what I decided, people. I said it. Very fun match if you ask me. I'd rather just be on a Dynamite to a point. But then again, we gotta get Tekla on the show as the women's champion. I feel like she's earned that stuff. But still. There was like one match you get rid of this card, making an 8-match card show. You get rid of O'Reilly and John Moxley. Wrap up at 8 and be just fine with me. But this match was not bad per se. Gave us 3 3/4 of a star, 3.75 basically to be exact. Fun match. Miss Tekla retains your AEW Women's World Championship. Actually, freaking shit in my honest opinion. Team Jericho and Stadium Stampede. Chris Jericho, the Hurt Syndicate. Who else in this match? Jack Perry and Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. Defeat Team Demand. I call them Team Demand. It's obviously Demand, Ricochet, and the Gates of Agony. Who else? You have Mark Davis, defending AEW National Champion. You have Andrade. You have... Who else is in this match? A lot of people were in this match, people. But this was a freaking car crash. It could have been a little bit less trimmed to a point, absolutely. But I do like this match kind of a bit. The Team Jericho defeats Team Demand in the Stadium Stampede match. Give it a 3.5 stars to say the least. Very fun match though. Honestly, all the matches were pretty good on the show. Like I mentioned, the Wrestling Limits for YouTube channel. Go check that out. The main content review last time we saw each other was obviously reviews for both Saturday night's main event, SmackDown, and Double or Nothing. I said that very podcast. Every grade was a minimum of B, if not higher. So this whole pay-per-view, the top to bottom, freaking delivered a lot, honestly. I did like the aftermath show. Mr. Jericho, Chris Jericho, paid tribute to Sabu after he put himself through a table intentionally and gave a salute to Sabu. That was freaking just amazing to say, at least at that spot. I like that quite a bit. That throwback to Sabu. But this is a 3.5-star match to say, at least. Moving on to your main event for Sunday for Double or Nothing. MJF defeats Darby Allin in hair versus title match in the main event to win back the AEW World Championship. 4.25 star, 4.25 be exact. This was freaking very fun. Darby's been like a good defending champion. I can't get invested in Darby Allin, honestly. But this match is pretty good for the most part. Obviously, it's really good. Obviously, it's a 4.25 star, 4.25. Like, it was not a bad match at all. Very fun match, obviously. I just wish we didn't have to pay tough MJF still, but then again, it probably wouldn't have led to this at all. So I guess it's not bad. I did like the aftermatch that Kevin Knight turned heel on Darby. I thought for sure that him and Speedball, I thought Speedball would be one turn heel, not Kevin Knight. I like that unpredictability in AEW. I like that quite a bit. Thank you very much there, Tony Khan, for that one. It was a very fun main event, if you ask me. MJF wins back the World Championship, which he freaking should, obviously. Darby Allin's not going to all-in as the AEW World Champion. I stand by that big time still. This is a pretty fun main event, if you ask me, for Double or Nothing. He gave us a 44.25 star, 4.25 be exact. Go on my star ratings again, people. Adam Copeland and Christian Case for the FTR to win the AEW World Tag Team Championships to start off the show. And I Quit match gave us 4.25 star. Konosuke Takeshita defeats Kazuchika Okada to win the AEW International Championship. Gave that 4.5 star. Monto Athena, she defeats Mina Shirakawa in the first round match in the Women's All Heart Foundation tournament. Gave that 3.75 star, 3.75 is the exact. John Moxley, the reign defending AEW Continental Champion, defeats Kyle O'Reilly to retain the said AEW Continental Championship. Gave that 3.5 star. Will Ospreay, he defeats Samoa Joe in the first round match of the Men's Owen Hart Foundation tournament. Gave us a 4.5 star. Torres Strickland, he defeats Bandido in the first round match of the Men's Owen Hart Foundation tournament. Gave us 4.25, 4.25 be exact. Tekla, the reigning defending AEW Women's World Champion, defeats Chris Statler, Hikaru Shida, and Jamie Hayter to retain the said AEW Women's World Championship at Fatal 4-Way. Gave it 3.75 star, 3.75 be exact. Team Jericho defeat Team Demand in Stadium Stampede match. Gave it 3.5 star. In the main event, finally, MJF defeats Darby Allin in the main event to retain the said to win back the AEW World Championship. Gave that 3.25 star, 4.25 to be exact. Oh man, a lot of talking there, obviously. That is my AEW Double or Nothing 2026 star match ratings and sales in this very YouTube channel, CedesxCyrus. And feel free, let me know in the comments section link my AEW Double or Nothing 2026 star ratings. Feel free, let me know in the comments section on this very YouTube channel where your AEW Double or Nothing 2026 star ratings as well as sales. Feel free, if not off in the comments section below this episode of sales. As always, don't like the content, the like button, today's episode of CedesxCyrus. Hit the subscribe button if you've done so already. And turn the bell for all post notifications uploaded to our YouTube channel. And always feel free to leave the comments like I just said as well. And always, until next time, I trust definitely next time. Probably, peace out, everybody. I'm out. To you, love you all big time to say at least.